All right, let's talk about something fascinating. It's this psychological quirk called the near-miss effect. We're going to dig into the really strange reason why losing can, well, sometimes feel a whole lot like winning.
I mean, have you ever had that feeling? You're at a slot machine, and you're one symbol away from the huge jackpot. Or maybe you're watching a horse race, and your horse comes in second, just by a nose. You literally walk away with $0, but you feel this rush, right? This weird sense of accomplishment. So what's going on there? How can a complete and total loss feel so much like a win?
Okay, so this isn't just you. It's a real recognized thing called the near-miss effect, and it's exactly what it sounds like. That moment you get so close to the jackpot, but you get nothing. Absolutely no payout. Now, for your wallet, a near miss is just a loss, plain and simple. But for your brain, oh, it's a completely different story.
All right, let's dive into the science here. What is actually firing off inside your skull when you have one of these almost moments? Because this isn't just some fuzzy feeling. It's a real, measurable thing happening in your biology.
So researchers over at the University of Cambridge, they did something pretty cool. They used brain imaging to literally watch what happens in people's brains when they win, when they lose, and, you guessed it, during those super frustrating near misses. And what they found? Well, it basically explains everything.
So it turns out the star of the show here is a part of your brain called the striatum. Think of this as the core of your reward system. It's the part that lights up and makes you feel good when you eat great food, get a compliment, or even take certain drugs. And here's the kicker. The research showed this exact same area lights up during a near miss, and not just a little bit, almost as much as it does for a real, actual win.
And this is where it gets really weird, right? This is the central paradox. Your wallet knows you lost. It's empty. But your brain is getting this huge surge of dopamine, that's the feel-good chemical, as if you actually won. You're literally getting a chemical reward for losing. And that excitement, that kind of fake sense of achievement, it feels really, really good. But here's the scary part. That feeling can be, and I quote, just as pleasurable as a real win, which is exactly what makes it so addictive. Think about that. Your brain is actually learning to crave the feeling of almost winning.
So, okay, this whole thing starts as a chemical reaction, but it quickly turns into a really powerful psychological trap because that dopamine hit, it doesn't just feel good, it actually changes the way you think about the game you're playing.
This is what leads to a cognitive bias that psychologists call the illusion of control. Now, in a game of pure chance, like a slot machine, there's zero skill involved. None. You can't get better at pulling a lever. But that near-miss effect, it tricks your brain. It makes you think that almost was a sign that your strategy is working, that you're actually mastering the game.
And this is where the really dangerous loop kicks in. Okay, so first you get a near miss. Then your brain gives you that shot of dopamine. And that makes you feel like you're so close to a breakthrough, like a big win is due. So what do? You keep playing, often betting even more to try and win back the money you've already lost.
This behavior has a name. It's called loss chasing. It's that desperate scramble to win back what you've lost. And, well, it's a huge red flag for problem gambling. And it's all kicked off by that little bit of false hope that a near miss gives you.
Now look, it would be one thing if this was just some weird, unfortunate glitch in our brains. But it's not. This psychological loophole, it's a known thing, and it has been deliberately, and I mean deliberately, weaponized.
Yeah, you heard that right. Modern slot machines, they are carefully, meticulously programmed to give you way more near misses than you'd get by pure chance. It is absolutely not an accident that you see 2 cherries and a lemon over and over again. It is an intentional design choice.
And why would they do this? Simple. A near miss costs the casino $0. Zilch. For them, it's just another loss for you, but it has the psychological punch of a win, and that makes you want to put more money into the machine. I mean, think about it. It's probably the most cost-effective way to keep people playing that anyone's ever invented. So what's the end game here? The ultimate goal is to get you into a state that designers actually call the zone. And it's basically a trance. You start to lose track of time. And crucially, the pain of losing money just disappears. At that point, you're not even really playing to win anymore. You're just playing to keep that dopamine cycle going, pulling that lever again and again just to get another hit from another almost.
Okay, so I know this all sounds pretty bleak, but look, just understanding these hidden forces, that's the very first step to taking back control. Seriously, this knowledge is your best defense.
And you have to remember this. Your brain isn't broken. It's not malfunctioning. It's actually working exactly the way it's supposed to.
The problem is that it's operating inside this incredibly sophisticated, manipulative environment that has been specifically designed to bypass your logical thinking.
So what can you actually do about it? The next time you feel that rush from a near miss, the first step is simple. Just acknowledge it. Say to yourself, ah, there it is, the near miss effect. Then, you have to remind yourself that what you're feeling is just a programmed chemical reaction. It's not a sign that you're about to win. Remind yourself, and hey, say it out loud if you need to, that the outcome is pure chance. Just making that conscious effort can be enough to override your brain's flawed, automatic first response.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question. Because this effect, it's not just in casinos, right? I mean, think about the almost match on a dating app that keeps you swiping for hours, or that almost perfect photo on social media that keeps you endlessly scrolling. So where else are these engineered almosts guiding your decisions? Once you understand this glitch in our thinking, it doesn't just explain a slot machine anymore. It actually helps you see the hidden architecture of our whole modern world just a little bit more clearly.